How well do you really know your plugins? Think about this. Can you actually hear the difference they make in your sounds, or are you just using them for the sake of it? If you can't hear the difference they are making to your sounds, you could be ruining your mixes without even realizing it. It's something most producers, myself included, have fallen victim to. Let's find out if you are making this critical mistake. Let's do a quick test. I'll play two drum loops that have been processed in different ways to try to decide which sounds better. So, which one is it? B, right? It sounds thicker and more punchy. But here's the kicker, neither is better. They both have the exact same processing, and the only difference is of volume. I'm quite sure that you have made decisions like this in the past or still are. And it's not just you, but a majority of producers all over the world. And I have seen even big mix engineers fall prey to this in the past. If you have been making this mistake, it's time to fix it before it costs you hours of frustrating mixing time. Stick around, because if you don't tackle this now, your effects will continue to deceive you and your mixes will never reach their full potential. I'll show you how to ensure your decisions are based on the actual sound, not just the volume, so you can stop second guessing yourself in the studio. Many effects we use in music production can manipulate a sound's loudness, but what's important is how they alter the sound's tone and feel. This can happen with all kinds of effects like EQ, distortion, compression, and even imaging. To really understand how an effect is altering the tonal balance of our sound, we need to compensate for the change in volume. In other words, to really understand how an effect changes the way a sound sounds, we need to make sure the volume stays the same after the effect has been applied. I hope I made it easy enough to understand. If you are on Ableton like I am right now, you can use a MaxForLive device called Volume Compensator. It has two devices, a sender and a receiver. The sender is placed before the effect and the receiver is placed after. The devices then automatically compensate the difference in volume. To give you a more accurate picture, let's see it in action with the saturation plugin. First, without the volume compensation, notice how the signal gets much louder. It's hard to tell how much the change is in the tone versus just the volume increase. Now, when I use the volume compensator, the volume stays consistent and you can easily hear how the effect is changing the sound's tone. This is just one example, but it happens with many effects, and you'll be surprised when you hear the real differences they make. By compensating for volume changes, you can make better mixing and production decisions because you are hearing what the effect is really doing to your sound, rather than just making it louder. I'm yet to find a free plugin that does this for other DAWs like FL and Logic, but if you can get your hands onto Yulin loudness meter, you can get the same results. And those who are on Ableton can get the MaxForLive device for free and put it to work. Now, if you are unsure whether your compression is helping or hurting your mix, or you don't know how a compressor really works or what the knobs do, you need to fix that right now. Watch my 2-minute compression guide, because if you don't get this right, no amount of tweaking will save your mix. I'll see you there.